1975, there's a look inside the iconic Superdome in downtown New Orleans. Get strapped in. It's just about time to get the party started. And we are underway from the Superdome. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Rattler working out of the gun. There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 10 yards, good for his Saints, first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Rattler. Flushed out right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he'll be tackled at the 45 following a gain of just 2. The completion on first didn't get much, and now the run on second doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big third down play.
They'll motion the tight end across the formation. Play action. Now Rattler. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Chris Olave, 55 yards. And the Saints are on the board first here this afternoon. Walking into the stadium, we saw a ton of people donning the jerseys of this rookie quarterback, so you know they love that opening drive, and he throws a touchdown pass.
He gave a little bit of confirmation about what they had hoped, right? Because they thought they had a quarterback. They're thinking they have a quarterback. You do this, they believe they've got a quarterback. Look up, elbowing each other up in the stands. That's our guy.
After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And a good return, but he pays the price at the end of it as he's picked up and thrown down. The Rams offense now making their way out to take over. Stafford and the Rams come up 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. A quick throw there is incomplete. Charles, already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
Now Stafford. That's caught. Puka Nacua. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards there, a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
They'll run for the first time here with Kyron Williams. And he'll work down inside the 45.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
2nd and 7. Adams the man in motion right. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. And this is not going to work as planned. He's going to be met and dropped behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back. They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
So on 4th down, on is Ethan Evans to punt for the Rams. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their 2nd drive. This could end up being a pretty big drive. I mean, look, yes, it's early in this game, but they scored the touchdown, they got the stop, and now if they could get in the end zone here again, CD, they could grab an early stranglehold on this one.
Yeah, they certainly can, and that's what you're looking for. Where's the advantage? Can you gain it? Can you press it? Now for them, finishing it off, because right now it's out there for them. They've just got to go seize it.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. Here's Kamara out of the pistol. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
They'll throw. Here's Rattler. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. 3rd and 4, he did just enough, and I mean just enough to move the chains.
And that's all you're looking for, right? Just want to keep the drive moving. You don't need the big play there. Just get to that marker that you described, and he was able to do just that.
Here's Rattler. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And he is going to lose yardage here. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to step out of bounds all the way down at the 30-yard line. A big-time play there for New Orleans. And even 40 yards. How about this first quarter for them throwing the football?
This defense has 0 answers for what they've seen so far with the ball in the air. I'm not sure how they're going to change things around, but offensively, I keep attacking. I keep throwing the football until they make me change.
Throwing is Rattler. Complete to Olave on the out route. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking touchdown! Chris Olave with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Saints lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles.
Complimentary football at its finest. You've just mentioned how they got it done. They scored. The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their second drive of the game. They find themselves in a good-size hole here, and a good-size hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. Now it's Stafford. On the out route, this is Adams with a catch. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big third down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Now Stafford. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
Here's Ethan Evans now. .46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Taking it about the 16. 47-yard punt, a return of 4. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. The New Orleans offense set to take over. Now, right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
To the air is Rattler. Little short pass here to Hill. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll make it second down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. From the 23, here's the second down and 6. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with third down coming up.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
Here comes third and the length of the football. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And this will wind up a Saints first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line. Obviously an important run to avoid the 3 and out on your own side of the field.
Shows a lot of faith in that offensive unit, doesn't it? That you want to run the ball in that situation. Pick up the first down. Also helps out your defensive guys a little bit too. Allows them to get at least one more series of downs in order to get some rest.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss. Rattler wants to throw it. Open man left side. Shaheed has it. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Back-to-back 2-yard losses, and that sets up a tough 3rd and 14. But it looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Olave holds it in. Yeah, boy, he had the marker square in his sights, but a good tackle is going to leave him about a yard or so short. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down.
I think that we all figured when he caught it that short of the marker that the defense almost relaxed and said, we've got this covered. And then all of a sudden, space to run after the catch. And now they're screaming, somebody get him down. Fortunately, they got to him and forced the 4th down.
And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow, out of bounds at the 1-yard line. The Rams ready to go on offense. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, he got what he could there, just trying to move forward and gain a little bit of yardage and create some space. You know the pressure is going to be tough defensively.
2nd and 9. From the end zone, Stafford. And that one too wide and incomplete.
That was not a real confident throw right there, and he's just 2 of 7 to start the game. Now he's going to have to find a groove with a big 3rd down coming up. Let's see if his confidence can increase.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. On the counter, here's Williams. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here, 1st and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession. Here's 2nd and 10. As they've got it as we resume action. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. They'll get this out to Kamara. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get it out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
So on 4th down, Matthew Hayball on to punt. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. And the Rams getting set to go now. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Back to throw, Stafford. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Oh, boy, partner, did that just happen? I've got my hand over my eyes right now because, like him, it's going to haunt my dreams, too. He was wide open. How did he overthrow him there?
Defensively, just very lucky. You know that they got away with one there. Stafford. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nabbed for the hold.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Up the middle, it's Williams. And a gain of about 4 here moves this from the 6 up to the 10.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And this offense on 3rd down today, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is going to be 3rd and 13. From the gun, here's Stafford. That is caught. They find some open field here. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. So the penalty rightfully declined. They'll keep the yardage on the completion.
Still some disagreement by the defense, though, because he thought that was just good, strong coverage, and the contact's going both ways, so why is there a flag? In the end, though, doesn't matter. Still a completed pass.
Following the penalty, it's Williams to about the 35, 2nd down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Here's Stafford. And that's complete to Adams. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. They give those 2 yards right back, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Here's Stafford. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the first down.
Stafford now to throw. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's 2nd down.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Now it's 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
What do you think, Brandon? I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. He's going to wind up and air it out. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
Ethan Evans on now to punt. And he didn't. Hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The New Orleans offense set to take over. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Now Rattler. And the Rams got him. They bring him down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, that's what they have to do more of defensively. Not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face. Not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. Back to throw here. He gets it to Cooks. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down. The start for them near flawless. Defense gets them a 3 and out. 2 quick pass connections on offense.
So that's how a team works together. Just what you described. Get them the ball, give them a little momentum, and they're capitalizing off of that. Thanks a lot, guys.
Now a play fake it at Stafford. Going to be taken in here by Nakua. And he's got this down to the 35. The Rams, they are on the move. They've got another 1st down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Off of play action. Here's Stafford. That's caught. It's Tutu Atwell. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another 18-yard gain. They had 18 on the previous snap as well.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. No surprise there. Chase Young wrecks that play with a sack.
Well, that's a big defensive stop there, and it takes away a lot of the momentum from the offense coming off that big completion the prior snap. Give big credit to the defense for bouncing back.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now Stafford. Short throw, it's Higbee. Short completion, just 4 yards. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Now it's Stafford. That's caught left side. It's Higbee, the tight end. And they're going to drop him well shy of the first as he can only make it to the 11. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Nice job understanding the situation. 3rd and long, kept the play in front of them and made the tackle. They gave up a good chunk of yardage, but it does force a 4th down.
And his kick is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So the 3rd drives the charm. They are on the board, albeit with just a field goal.
Yeah, 3 points from 3 drives. That's not going to win you a whole lot of football games. Hopefully the fact they were able to move the ball a little bit can wake up their offense.
The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And able to get this out to the 25. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Kamara up the middle. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback on the expected passing situation.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. They just do get the play off as he'll look to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Saints 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
They'll throw. Here's Rattler. And that's complete to Cooks. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Following the fumble recovery, Stafford. Throw left side, complete. That's Adams. 7 yards, the pickup there.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
2nd down and 3. Now Stafford. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, Stafford. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Demario Davis coming in for the sack that time.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Here comes the Rams punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Ready for the second half. 14-3 our score as we are back underway on EA Sports. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Out come the Rams. They'll have it first here to begin the 3rd quarter. And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks, I just say you continue to play your game. Throw the ball. They had success doing it in the first half. So make sure you keep getting the ball to your playmakers, a little bit more to the perimeter perhaps. But above all, play your game.
Alontae Taylor up to make the tackle.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Throwing is Stafford. Pass complete there to Nakua. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Here comes the Rams punter now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. It'll be a 41-yard punt, give them 5 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
They'll go play action here with Rattler. There's a short one caught by Johnson. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. Throwing is Rattler. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Instead of a 3rd and 1 run, they go pass, and they get 12 yards out of it.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. Kamara try the right side. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
Rattler wants to throw it. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. 2nd and 10. Here's Rattler. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. The Saints passing game in sync and moving the football. It's a 1st down.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
To the air is Rattler. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
I tell you what, that's a veteran play from a guy in his 1st season in the NFL. A lot of rookies are trying to force something there. He thought better of it, and that was the right decision.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To the air once more is Rattler. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
Like any team playing, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least if they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
And his kick is good. And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. So the lead extended, and I think at this point you say, hey, defense, take us to the end.
Well, if I got some good music to put to that, I could have a good country hit. I like the way you expressed yourself there. I think the offense has done enough so far. But like you said, if your defense is only giving up 3 points, makes it a lot easier to settle for field goals on this side of the ball.
So after the field goal, back out his groupie to send this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. He'll get a yard. That's all as they get him down at the 28. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Stafford. And he held on to it too long. A coverage sack. Down he goes. Wreaking havoc was Nathan Shepard, the D tackle.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. Taking it about the 36. That'll be a 47-yard punt officially, 5 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
The New Orleans offense set to take over. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns. Hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Kamara gets it again on 2nd down. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
3rd down and 13. Now Rattler. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And to the 46 he goes and no further, so he is well short of the 1st down marker. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Now the Rams offense getting the football back. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
Now a play fake it at Stafford. He hits Adams complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a 1st down.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Stafford. Open man is Higbee, the tight end. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd down and a yard. Stafford. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Adams. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 41-yard line. 11 yards there as they connect on the quick slant.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. And they get him behind the line. line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down. We have played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Rams trailing, but they do have the football as we start the 4th and final quarter. To throw is Stafford. He's going to go for a big play downfield. Touchdown, Rams. Puka Nacua, 40 yards. And the Rams have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. And that's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. That last touchdown has made this really tight. They're clinging now to this slim lead. Second half, they only have a field goal. This offense needs to kick it into gear.
And right now, I'm looking directly at the field general, at the quarterback. Because to me, he's got to take over right now. By word, pumping his team up, and then, of course, by deed with his play. My high school coach used to say that all the time. Laddie, take over by word and deed.
And deed means action.
Exactly.
So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that'll bring up a second down in just a couple.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's a 2nd and 7. And Rattler, he'll throw again. Back to Kamara for another catch. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. It'll be a gain of 5. And that will bring up 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
On play action, Rattler. Forced out to his left. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
They'll throw. Here's Rattler. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 34-yard line. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. And he's going to be met at about the 43. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. I'm sure that that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
They'll set up a throw. And the Rams got him. They bring him down. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
All about the offense so far this drive, putting something sustained together. But the defense, they responded on that play. Second and manageable became 3rd and long. The drive marching to the end zone is one play from stalling out.
Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. Throw complete right side to Cooks. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to 4th down. So with a yardage on that completion, he's now right at exactly 300 yards on the game.
And isn't that the magic number you get? All right, 300. That means it's going to go on a commemorative football to put on your mantle when they give you the game ball if your team wins. So much confidence flowing through him right now, throwing the football. I think it's permeated itself throughout the entire team. They feel good about what they're doing.
L.A. readies for its next possession. And it feels like the momentum has shifted. They scored, then their defense forces that last punt. And now a chance to tie the game on this possession. Stafford and the Rams come up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Man open left side. It's Williams. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. Well, plays like that, Charles, no doubt, they're just going to continue to fuel this crowd.
And this defense is already playing well, but it also feeds on the energy of that crowd that you're talking about, and that takes them up to another level. Right now, they're playing really loose. They got the lead, and what a nice stop they just made there behind the line of scrimmage.
Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Now he's got a man complete. He's to the 15. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Davante Adams. 84 yards. And the Rams are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th.
Yes, it was a touchdown. And not just a TD, but how about a long touchdown that puts them in a great position now.
And now just an extra point away from tying this thing. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The New Orleans offense back out and ready to go. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the fourth quarter, and a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. This one taken in by Olave. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
When you decide to run a hitch route, it really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
2 yards still to go. 3rd down now. A give. This is Kamara. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And, yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a first down.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Good coverage there holds him to just a 2-yard return following a punt of 44. And out will come the offense as they take over. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter. Stafford and the Rams come up 1st and 10 at their own 22. He'll look to Williams to begin things. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
What a way to start a drive. An excellent run, a tone setter, and now if you want to take a shot on 2nd down and go play action and make it look like the same exact play and throw it over the top, you can do so because you've established the run in a big way.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down, keep the sticks moving.
Out of the gun, Stafford. He's going to look deep down the field. It's caught inside the 25. A big play there for L.A. 42 yards.
Talk about a momentum shifter right there. Tie game, 4th quarter. These are the plays that win you games. And now defensively, the question becomes, how do you respond?
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Stafford. On the out route, this is Adams with a catch. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Now 2nd down and a few inches. Throwing is Stafford. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
And, partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
Well, this crowd trying to force a false start here. 3rd and inches. Again, it's Stafford. That is caught. And he is going to have a Rams first down as he's able to get about 3 that time on 3rd and inches. Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line.
Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
They'll come up now, 2nd and 9. They run it again with Williams. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The sound reverberating here in the dome. This is 3rd down. Now a give up the middle to Williams. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This for the lead in the final stages. And his kick here is good. And with a little over a minute to play, they have taken the lead. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they managed the clock exactly right.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Oh, a good return up past the 30. So all eyes on the Saints offense. Down by a field goal, 1:11 to go. They need at minimum 3 points out of this as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw. Into the hands of Cooks. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Final minute, 1 timeout remaining. 1st and 10. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
Well, it's pretty difficult to sum it up offense in a 2-minute drill. When your guys have struggled to put points on the board all afternoon, there's an incompletion right there.
A little less than 40 seconds remaining. Here comes 2nd and 10. Back to throw. He'll find Shaheed out to the right. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
It didn't check off every box, but the most important one. Got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. They may be a little short of the 1st down, but I thought that was the key.
They'll come to the line. This is 3rd and 3. He'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to get out of bounds with the 1st down. So an ideal set of circumstances there. They move the chains, and they save that final timeout.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there, picked up the 1st down, got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have, as well as the understanding where they are on the field?
They'll look to throw. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Here's 2nd down. He's back to throw. That's caught by Johnson. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. This offense cannot stop the clock now. No timeouts remaining as they come up here first down. To the air is Rattler. Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete. Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to potentially send us to overtime. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So in the final minute, they turn it over to their kicker to get him back to even, and he does not disappoint.
Brandon, do you think the pressure ever gets to this guy? Because I sure don't. That was pretty smooth right there. But I tell you, he better not rest on his laurels because there's a good chance they may need him again if this game goes to overtime.
This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as the kick's away here. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
And no, they can't connect on the pass. So that gets the clock down to 11. Time for probably 2 more plays. Got to go quickly, though. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Stafford. Pass complete. It's Adams. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Now Stafford. Here we go. This to avoid overtime. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And it's a big play there to secure the football. And, folks, we are headed to overtime. So it's the Rams who are going to get the football first as we are back underway here in overtime. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Now Stafford. He hits Adams, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one good for 26 and a first down. With that last completion, CD's now over 400 yards passing in the game, and quite a few of those have come via some pretty big strikes downfield. Certainly not afraid to challenge this secondary, and it's been successful.
I like your observation there, partner, because I agree. This is a group more than capable of torching a secondary any week, as evidenced by their combined stat line here. And in the time we have remaining, wouldn't shock me at all to see them take another deep shot.
Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. What they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and it's second down. That's now 4 completions in a row, a good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
To the right side and complete to Atwell. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard. So 5 plays on this drive, Charles. All passes, all completions. And just like that, they're in the red zone.
And don't you think the playbook opens up a little bit more now? Because all they've done is throw the football. If you want to run it now, you may very well have them fooled.
That is caught. Touchdown. They strike first here in the overtime session.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Now a first throw here in overtime. He's going to let this one go deep. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
They need a matching touchdown here to keep their hopes alive. Here's second down. Now Rattler. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
He lets it go deep for Olave. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A huge play there in overtime. 58 yards.
And how about that? In a game that's had just about everything, how's that for an answer? Remember, in the past, this game would be over already. But that's a huge play there to give them a fighting chance to go down and possibly tie this game.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. On play action, Rattler. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying, no more. We're making a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
Rattler from the gun, 3rd down. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against them.
3rd and 10 wasn't going to be easy. Now after the holding penalty, they have to deal with a 3rd and 20. And Rattler, he'll throw again. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
A big call here in overtime. They're going for it on 4th down. They'll go. Here's Rattler. Johnson's got it complete. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. That was an excellent come-from-behind victory, Charles, especially there in the 4th quarter. Both offense and defense were clicking. They're going to feel good about this one.
Boy, are they ever, because the deficit they faced certainly wasn't small. They obviously did not give up on that one, and in the end, how about that come-from-behind victory? They'll cherish this one for a while.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. Till next time, we say so long from the Bayou.